Tell me about your background and your role at EPCOR Water.
I'm Rebecca Stenholm. I'm the Director of Public and Government Affairs for EPCOR Water USA. We're the largest private regulated water utility in Arizona and New Mexico.
What are the key changes you're seeing in your customers?
You know, I think what we're seeing with customers is there's just such a diversity of communication tools available to customers. We're seeing a lot of desire to have customization. So, you know, you want to be able to customize it to the way you want to receive information. You want to be able to manage your accounts. You really want some control over that information. So what we have to do is we really have to respond to that and provide all of the options that are available to the customer in the way that they would like to receive it. Make sure that information is readily available to them. We're in an environment now where, you know, it's no longer an environment where you can push information out and expect it to be received. Customers are really choosing what they want to see, what information they want to get, how they want to interact with their utilities. So we really have to respond to that and be flexible. I think we're also seeing there's a lot of clutter out there, a lot of information. So we have to break through and make what we're trying to provide relevant to them.
What's key to effective use of social media?
I think social media is an important tool, but it's not the only tool. And that's where you come back to the customer. Really, who is your customer? Some of our audiences may not be using social media at all. Some may be dabbling in it. Others, that may be their primary tool. So when we look at social media, we look at it as one part of our wheel, one tool. So what we're doing with our web, with our social media, with our traditional print communications, email communications, online account portals, all of those have to work together because ultimately the customer is driving how they receive their information.
How important is customer engagement, and what's EPCOR Communications' role in that?
I think utilities, water utilities, just about any utility, as customers, we tend not to think of what that service is until something happens. You know, the water doesn't come out of the tap, the light switch doesn't turn on. When there's an outage, all of a sudden we're very concerned with it, but we forget about what it takes to bring that service to the home or to the business. So it's our job to really try and educate our customers, help them understand why we're investing in the infrastructure. Why does it need investment? What's the value of the water that they're receiving? What's the quality of the water they're receiving? But to do that, we have to get beyond what traditionally has been the communication tool, simply a bill. You might have seen some messages on it, but how do you bring social media into that mix? How do you bring email into that mix? How do you balance it with print pieces? You're still using all of those tools. How do we get them to the customer who, for most of them, they're simply paying a bill because they want the service to keep going? How do we get engaged with them? That's our challenge today. That's every utility's challenge today. And the more that you can engage with your customer, the more successful you can get. We really believe that it's not just about what we give out on a piece of paper. It's not just about what we put in a bill. It's not just what's on the website. You have to maintain that personal connection with the community. We have our team members in the communities working every day. Leaders in those districts are very involved. They're attending meetings. They're visiting with community members. Having that visible presence continuously is important because at the end of the day, you want your customers to see the faces behind their service, to know that there are real people behind that service who care about what they're bringing to you every day. We're very active in the community. We participate in events. We sponsor them. We're there. Our employees are very proud of the work they do, very proud. They have some of them have served these communities for years, so they know the communities inside and out. We have customers who know them by name. That's a point of pride, not just for the employees, but for EPCOR as well. It means that we're in the communities. We live there. We work there. So we want to be a part of them as well. And that, I think, is what really is success. You know, if your employees are engaging and they have the information that they need and the customers are engaging with them, that, I think, is success. And that means that we're doing the job that we're trying to do with communications.
How are you communicating the importance of water quality?
So when it comes to the quality of your water, that's a critical question for our customers. Everybody wants to know that the water that they're drinking, the water that they're showering with, that they're cooking their food with, the water their families are using is safe. They need to know that. It's not just simply a want, it's a need. We want to make sure that they know we're on that every single day, that every year we run 21,000 samples or more to make sure that the water coming through their pipes is safe, that the pipes that we're maintaining, they're safe, they're secure, there's no concerns with them, that the water source is right. We have a team dedicated to that. We need them to know that. So how do we give visibility to that? It's really about storytelling. That's what it comes down to. When you're communicating, you're telling a story. What's our story? We're telling it through the web. We're telling it about being in the community. We're telling it through the bill. We're telling it through social media. How do all of those pieces come together to tell a story to our customers, to the people using our product, that they can count on it, they can trust us, it's quality, it's safe.
As we look to the future, what's the story for water?
Our team members do go into schools and help kids understand, how's that water coming to their house? What happens when they flush the toilet? That tends to be where kids are most excited. That's the best part of it. You know, we'll have tours of some of our plants. We try to show them, you know, pictures of pipes that we've taken out of the ground where they've corroded to help them understand what they're not seeing, because they're not going to see those pipes that are under the ground. How do we explain the process? You know, how do we put that water back into the ground for future use? How do we treat it to such a high level so that we can recharge it back into the aquifer and benefit all of us? How do we irrigate the public spaces that all those kids are playing on? All of those pieces, and helping them understand that, helping them understand the process. It's pretty complex what we do, but no one can see it. And that's, I think, our big challenge. But at the end of the day, I mean, this is about our community. You know, this is something that impacts us every day. So we have this newspaper reporter who ultimately is communicating with all of our customers. You know, he's writing a story. He's telling our story. We want him to be able to visualize it, and you know, he's not working there every day. So we took him out, and he watched the whole process, but what he really, really gained value from was the video footage. Seeing the little robot go in and seeing the footage and actually seeing what was underground, because otherwise he never would have. And he actually linked it to his article, and then what happens is you've got customers reading that piece. We're telling them what we're doing, why it's so important, and then they can literally get in there and look for themselves. Those are the kind of things that you need to do to go above and beyond. It's really no longer about sending out a press release or sending out a bill. Those are just tools.